So you've been scanning the marketplace and you found yourself your newest victim. 750 bucks. All right. So I know what you guys are thinking. Look at this complete shit box. Well, I talked the guy down to 500 bucks. And I'm not really too displeased with what I have here, guys. I mean, the point is just kind of a go-kart, just for literal nothing, just having fun. And it runs and drives for 500 bucks with the title. So, yeah, off with my acquisition I go. Nah, it was pretty sketchy driving home. The motor kind of sounded like it was only firing on 4 cylinders at some points. And not to mention I have no windshield or front end. And I was definitely getting a couple looks from folks on the way home. But more of stupidity because I was soaking wet by the time the ride was actually over with. Now, after having the El Camino for a while, I decided on the name Cluck Norris. And basically I was able to do a couple tuning. I won't say tuning. I put some plugs in it, you guys, and it ran a lot better. And it ran well enough for me to have some fun here and there with it. The motor wasn't bad. It's a Crate 350 that was put in sometime in the last 40 years of this car's life. And this car actually, guys, has never been up. This is a survivor car. It has been insured and on the road a majority of its life. And it had just recently gone through Hurricane Ida, where it lost its windshield and its front end got smashed in. And instead of letting this sucker go to the junkyard, I think I'm going to have some fun with it and throw in an LS that I have hanging around the shop. Alright, this is the 5.7 LS1 that's going to be going in. On top of it I have my $94 Amazon harness, some accessory brackets that allow you to use the Saginaw power steering pump and truck alternator, and then on top of it I have basically some knockoff style Dirty Dingo mounts. They're knockoffs of the Dirty Dingo ones. I also have these two valves that I have to put inside the head because one of the heads didn't come with two valves. So I'm about to lap these and get these installed. Secured some head gaskets, so you know what's next. Copper stuff. And my best used lifter trays, you guys. Buy new ones if you can, but I'm just trying to keep it super low budget. And we're getting somewhere. And through the magic of television, we have a complete motor. Now, yes, I am running this truck intake. It was left over from the Corvette build. It just wasn't going to work out for what I was doing. So it will perfectly clear the hood of this El Camino. And over here, guys, let's say goodbye to this Crate 350. It's probably been a good little motor. I mean, I'll tell you what, it starts every time I turn the key. And I'm probably going to just put it to the side on a stand and save it for a project that needs a motor to get around or something like that. Or I might give it to a friend in need who may need it. Who knows? But I am going to keep it complete and keep it on the stand. So I just got to get all this stuff figured out as far as the wiring, but it's pretty easy as far as getting the bell housing bolts out. These side motor mount bolts, they're just clamshell style, so it's a nut and a bolt and it comes right out. I have to disconnect a couple wires to the distributor, the power steering pump lines, and the radiator hoses, but this thing's probably going to go in there pretty easily. So these are the knockoff mounts that are like the Dirty Dingo style. They slide, and this can potentially save you guys from having to do any sort of modification and lengthening or shortening a drive shaft. You may have to move a crossmember around, but these also may save you from not having to move a crossmember around. They're super easy to work with, especially in GM vehicles. Next we have this bracketry from Nice CNC. This is going to support and relocate the alternator and power steering pump. This isn't designed for the Saginaw style, so I think I'm going to have to manufacture my own bracket for it. but it looks pretty easy to do. This set actually does come with directions. If you look there, that's the final product, but you know, I haven't tried to put one of these together yet, so it hopefully will be kind of easy, but that kind of remains to be seen. So this is the $90-something harness that I scored from Amazon. It got here in 2 days. This is for an LS1 F body, so it's drive-by-wire and it uses EV1 injectors. So I have Maltec adapters to use with the intake, and it's also set up for 4L60, but I'm running Turbo 350, but that's still cool to have. And then over here from Speedway, I have the setup that they usually sell for a couple different vehicles, but this one specifically is for mating an LS style engine to an older style transmission, like a Turbo 400, Turbo 350, 700 R4. And this I did to kind of save me from pulling my hair out later. I didn't feel like drilling any holes or widening out any holes to the Dremel, so I took this route and it seems pretty complete. It comes with all the ARP hardware you'll need to attach it to the torque converter, as well as the flywheel to the back of the crank. So that's pretty cool. And then you have this hub adapter that basically just helps the flex plate sit central on the back of the crank. Here's the product code for it. Let me see if I can find the part number. There we go. So yeah, this is the setup, and hopefully it will be as pain-free as I'm hoping. Alright, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to work on getting the mounts out. I'm going to disconnect all the electrical from this thing, and I'm also going to worry about getting my fluids out of here as far as coolant, and also disconnecting my power steering lines so I can lift this thing clean out of here. First, I'm going to start down here though, undoing these stupid flex plate bolts. They'll come out pretty easily, I hope. The starter came out pretty easy. So I'm going to get these out, guys, and this should get me started. Alright, so it's really not too bad getting all this out of here. It's fairly simple. The 3 bolts, they come out, you work on the lines. It's not really that big of an issue. Get the other 3 bolt out. Reaching past the header was kind of hard, but I just decided to take the manifolds off. It made it a lot easier for me. And now I am getting it. But it just seemed to be really hard while I was jacking up on it, even though everything was clear. And I found out that the torque converter actually was stuck to the back of the hub on the back of the crankshaft. So it was just stuck on there, guys. Friction fit from 40 years of sitting, I guess.
That wasn't the plan. How you doing, man?
Hey, Red Rooster.
Yes, sir.
I got a red card for me. Huh? You got a red card for me? Yeah.
Anyway, so the motor ended up coming out fairly easy. Definitely something one person can do. It's really not that hard. And I'm really hoping that this Speedway kit really makes mating this LS to this Turbo 350 pretty easy. So in the meantime, I have quite the mess to clean up, but I do have the converter out, so I'm going to clean up in here as much as I can and get all this fluid off the ground, guys. And I also have to figure out something to do with this firewall, because it's really messy, and I'm going to try to minimize as much wiring as I can back here. But in the meantime, I guess I'll prep the firewall up to get something done with that and keep it moving.